Okay, part four. Obviously, this is turning into a mini series. It's just happening. My dad died. Watch the first three videos. So I'm sitting there. I'm trying to figure out like, okay, what if he does have a full scalp like tattoo, his full head? How do I feel about that? Like, how do I feel about that? Like, it's gonna be that plus a person that can touch dead bodies that seeks out that job. Like, how do I feel about that? That was a whole. So I'm like, what's that tattoo? Turns out it was Boo from like Nintendo. was, he said it was a flash tattoo thing. I was like, okay, but I would like to see you with a shaved head just to verify that story. I know the level of trust is just it's it's just who I am, you know. Um, he had those hands that the fingers they look like the hand like your hand's not supposed to be doing anything at all. Like it didn't quite like the fingers stay straight most of the time and they're very delicate. Like I'm talking about like piano. I don't not even piano. Like you can't see the knuckles either. It's weird, but he had those kind of hands. We go through all of the things. He starts asking me information for the death certificate. What's your dad's birthday? I was like, I don't know. Oh, they asked me that at the hospital too. That's how they were trying to find him. And I was like, I don't know his birthday. I'm texting William. I'm texting Amanda. I'm like, I don't know the birthday. What's the birthday? William has his phone on like do not disturb. Amanda's like, I don't like crazy, because she's in my time zone. She was in Phoenix. Like we were in the same time zone. Like so close together. Um, it's crazy. But he's like, what's the birthday? I was like, I don't know. What's the birth location? I was like, again, I don't know. I said, I could find out this information. I'll write down the questions. Um, what's the social security number? I was like, got me. Like, well, I don't know. And then he asked, does he have any tattoos or distinguishing marks? And I was like, I have no idea. I don't know. Then he wanted to know if I couldn't identify that, I'm gonna need to give a recent picture within the past 6 months. Okay, let me just look on my phone quick. He texted me a picture of him approximately 6 years ago. So I have this, and he was like, how are they gonna know if it's 6 months or not? I was like, but okay, whatever. Everybody just bends the rules a little bit for me. And I was like, you know what? That's right. How are they gonna know? But now I do have a picture. We'll get to that. Um, so I obviously don't have money to pay for this. I was like, how much is this gonna cost? When he called, I was like, how much is this gonna cost? And he said, like 3,800. I was like, and to ship the ashes to Pennsylvania because the ashes are gonna have to get shipped back there. He was like, yeah, that's the price. So I call my brother and tell him. And my time lapse is so crazy that I had talked to William earlier in the day, and like he's like, this is the second time you talked to me today. I was like, okay. So I'm like, I don't have money to pay for this. It needs to be paid up front. Who knew? Um, it's gonna be like $4,000, and he's going through his own thing right now. He's doing wild, very complex, detailed things right now, and I know I can't be like, hey, I'm gonna need you to write me a check. Like he does enough, you know. Um, so my mom says, if you need my credit card, let me know. And I was like, I'm going to. I'm going to. I'm absolutely definitely going to. So my mom paid for my dad's funeral, and it's her ex-husband. If you know that backstory, like that's like it's crazy, you know. Um, like it's a crazy chain of events. It really is. Like So when I tell you there's sadness, there is sadness, but like it's a lot of other things all at the same time. And there's definitely going to be another part after this. So where was I? We're at the funeral. So the ashes are going to get shipped. We got the picture. I said no urn because he said the urns typically break in the mail, and I thought, you know what I can do? Just bury him in a cemetery, like I've already done. If you know, you know. I didn't kill anybody. I just properly got the ashes where they needed to be on a budget. So I had to give the address. Like it was all of these things. The guy was really nice, but he says we can't do the death certificate until I give him all that information. And I was like, oh, you can't report his death until I tell you all of these things? Okay, no pressure. So I'm gonna have to like find out this information. I have it all written down, everything I need. I'm gonna try and email him tomorrow. Put it on my list. Like the list is extensive right now, and a lot of it requires like I need an assistant. That's what I need. So if you have free time, we can exchange something. I can either do healing sessions, Reiki, one-on-one. We can do psychic readings. I can do things with your pet, like find out pain, find out what's making them happy, what's making them sad, whatever. But if you want to trade, I need an assistant. Probably a virtual one because I can't take any more appointments, you know. Virtual would be great. Anyway, where was I? I have to get him all this information. The thing was like an hour. No urn. It was a cardboard box requirement that you had to get if you're doing a cremation. And I think the state laws are different everywhere. But Arizona was one of the states that allows you to ship the ashes. So that way we can have like a whatever we decide to do. Then they also had a dog tag, a medallion, and a switchblade. I was like, what? Like, do you have a picture of the switchblade open? They didn't. And I didn't want it to be a chintzy knife. He said he's not seen it before, that he's new there. I did ask if this is something that he's done before, and he said he's just front desk now, but at his last job, he actually did the embalming and the whole part of all of it. But anyway, he didn't see the switchblade. So I didn't get that. I got the dog tag. It has like a thumbprint in it. And it's plain. Nick had suggested that it could possibly be made into like a bookmark. So I might do that for Pat because he loves to read, but I'm not 1,000% on that because I don't like, I don't know. Like, I don't know yet. I need to just feel some more things out, you know? But I got it anyway. It was like $50 or something. So, I guess it'll be delivered. I don't know. I'm rambling now. This is like 10:30 in the morning. It was like an hour. So now we're like, what are we gonna do? Call the medical examiner. We're like, where was he picked up? She gives me the address. Oh, because they wanted to verify his home address. So we write it down. We're back and forth with the medical examiner. I was like, what number did you say? She repeats the home address, and I write it down. We go there. We drove there. Sure did. It was an apartment complex. We had looked it up earlier, and it had a pool. It's like, I love pools, but no. So we drive there. Knock on the door. It is scary to just knock on someone's door. Wait till you have to hear what I have to say, We knock on the door. No one answers. They have these, like, screens on the front of them with a lock and, like, all of these bars, and I knock, and it's like, like, it's a loud noise. I knocked, and nobody answers. And it was 2 apartments on the bottom, 2 apartments on the top. Like, there was, like, a stairway going up. The ones on the bottom looked crazy.